So what is a beautiful Mexican afternoon full of drinks, friends, and some botanas without finally incorporating a little bit of fruit to sweeten that day, right? What I want to do today is do a take on that kind of chili that's used for that fruit bowl or a fruit salad, if you will. And in Mexico, we call it Pico de Gallo. Again, I mentioned it earlier. It's a rooster's beak. So what I'm going to do is just chop up some cucumber and some jicama that I have pre-peeled right here. And then I'm going to go ahead and make the chili sauce that I'm going to use. So the chili sauce takes chile de árbol, and we know chile de árbol to be a very commonly used chili in Mexico. It starts green like a jalapeno starts, and then it'll actually ripen red. And it'll still be fresh in its red form, and you could actually allow it to dry. And once it's dried, you have options of either rehydrating it with water, like you can boil it in water, or you could fry them, or you could also toast them. The advantage that I had is that I was able to find pre-toasted chile de árbol in the market. The word árbol translates to tree. And so this is really one of the more common used chilies in Mexico. So let me go ahead and start with preparing the fruit first. I'm going to put it in the bowl, and then we're going to go ahead and make the actual chili that's going to be decorating the fruit. And so what you tend to find in Mexico is you take something like this, a toasted dried chile de árbol, and you'll grind it so it becomes in a powdered form. It becomes a powder, and you just drizzle that powder. Sometimes people use a liquid form of chile. So what I'm going to do is take the dried toasted chile and actually add orange. I'm going to add lime. I picked out a little bit of some fresh ripened mango just to give it a little bit of sweet texture, and some salt, and a little bit of water. And so let's get started. So let me go ahead and get the pepinos. All we're going to do is halve them and then do thirds. So we're going to cut them in 6 parts. I went ahead and prepared these ahead of time, cut them all the same shape, or same size I should say. This way when you decorate the bowl with the fruit, at least you'll have consistent size, right? And the same thing with the jicama. So just essentially like julienning the fruit, right? But in just wider chunks, right? Or wider pieces. Okay, that should be good for now. I'm not sure I'll fit everything, but let's give it a go. So I have, again, a clay bowl, which I enjoy using. I picked these up at a local market there in East Los Angeles. I like using clay, it's beautiful, I think. So let's go ahead and set this up. And what I would do if I knew I had several tables, I would make a small setting like this for the different kinds of tables that I would have throughout the backyard. Because again, the summertime, I want to enjoy the backyard, enjoy the outdoor. For that matter, if you were at a park, you could do the same. So this is the way I'm going to do it. Let me go ahead and set these aside. Oh. So here we go. So we have our fruit ready to go. So now we're going to make the sauce. So let's start with the liquid. So let's get all of our, we got 2 oranges. These are Valencia oranges. Pretty sweet. I got some great limes. I've been talking about the limes I found this last time I went to the market, and the limes are just gorgeous, man. And so now we have some great mango right here, some beautiful mango. Let me fit this right here. So I have roughly about 1.5 ounces of the dried chile de árbol. Actually, it's toasted chile de árbol, prepackaged, toasted. So we're going to just put those right into the blender. Seems like a lot, but once they blend, they actually reduce quite well. And let's start squeezing. Luckily, these, what we should do, actually, let me go ahead and get a strainer, and we're going to go ahead and strain our oranges. How about that? So we don't have to mess with the seeds. I also picked up the strain at the market. So again, the idea is to just create a few simple eats that you can make in the backyard. So now the final lime. And it's nice to add the orange because if you just do lime alone, it can be a little bit too tart, a little too sour. And so with a little bit of sweetness of the orange, the Valencia orange, there we go, and the mango, you get a winner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to just crush the chilies a little bit. I'm going to add some salt to that, a couple pinches of salt. And again, you could always fix the salt afterwards, or as it's called, the seasoning. And so it can blend properly, we're going to add some water. So I'll set aside a little bit of water. It's about a quarter of a cup. Let's give it a go. So just let it go. You'll see that the color is going to start to transform. It'll start becoming a little bit redder. It's going through the process. That's about right. So let me go ahead and pour this into a little bit of bowl, just so you can get an idea of what this looks like. So there you go. There's definitely a sweet dimension to this chili, so it's not something that we would typically use for tacos, but definitely use it for fruit. And now we're gonna go ahead and decorate our fruit. So what I suggest doing, first of all, is grabbing a lime, because there's a lot of fruit vendors in Mexico, and we now see them a lot in Los Angeles. And fruit vendors love, you know, preparing their fruit properly, and you know, it's an art. They use, you know, lime. The green lime is classic, and so we're going to use green limes, a little bit of salt, and then we're going to finish it with the chili sauce that we made. So plenty of lime. As I said, lime, it goes well with the summer, and it's really a staple in Mexican cuisine. A little bit of salt. And now we're going to go ahead and put a little bit of chili sauce. Put this to the side. And let's give this baby the limelight that it deserves. Look at this gorgeous chili sauce. I guarantee you no one's doing this at their parties. So style them out, show them that you got skills, show them that you know exactly what you're doing. And there you go. Chile de Arbol with orange juice, with lime, with mango, a little bit of water, some salt, and jicama and pepino, jicama and cucumber. Un pico de gallo for your friends.